My girlfriend's daughter insisted every Sunday that I take her to the movies, so mommy could take a nap. I never suspected a thing. Until one Sunday, I came home earlier than usual. The door was open, an eerie silence filled the house, and then the scene before my eyes froze me in place. Her nap time was happening with my neighbor. My heart raced. My mind could only think of one question. How had the truth come to this? I'm 29, and I've always thought of myself as the kind of guy who shows up. Not perfect, but present. Consistent. The type who doesn't back down when things get real. Turns out I was catastrophically wrong about almost everything. I've been with Rachel for almost 4 years. She's 31, and she has a 9-year-old daughter named Lily. When we got together, I made a conscious choice to be present for her kid. It wasn't about earning points or proving something. It just felt right. Lily needed stability, and Rachel needed someone reliable. The movies every Sunday became our tradition about 2 years ago. Every single Sunday, like clockwork. Lily would wake up already asking which movie was playing, what time we needed to leave, what snacks she could get. I was proud of it. I thought I was building something that mattered. Rachel always encouraged it. "You two go have fun," she'd say with this soft smile. "I'll just catch up on sleep. I've been exhausted all week." I never questioned it. Why would I? My girlfriend was supportive, and I was giving her space to rest. It seemed perfect, but perfect arrangements usually aren't. It was late September when everything fell apart. That Sunday morning, I woke up with a migraine, the kind where light feels like needles. I texted Lily that we'd have to reschedule the movies. Rachel had mentioned the night before that she might take Lily to do something anyway, give me the house to myself. At 9 a.m., I realized we were out of ibuprofen. I drove to CVS, grabbed some pain relievers and electrolyte water, and headed back. The drive took 12 minutes total. When I pulled into the driveway, something felt wrong. The front door was cracked open. We never leave it like that. Rachel obsesses over security, checks locks twice, deadbolts everything. My stomach dropped before my brain could process why. I climbed the stairs slowly. The house was completely silent. That void-like silence where you can hear your own heartbeat. When I reached our bedroom, the door was halfway open. Rachel was on our bed with Derek, our neighbor from 3 houses down. They were intertwined in a way that left absolutely no ambiguity. When they heard me, Derek practically fell off the bed. Rachel's face went through 5 different colors in 3 seconds. "Fuck," Derek said. Rachel scrambled for the sheet. "James, this isn't." I can explain. I didn't say anything. I couldn't. I remember standing there with a CVS bag in my hand, thinking about how stupid I looked. Not about the betrayal yet. Just how cosmically stupid I must look standing there with my migraine medication while my entire world burned. "I'm going to leave," I heard myself say. My voice sounded like it came from someone else. "And you're both going to stay here until I come back, because we're going to talk about this." "Where is Lily?" I asked. "She's at my sister's house. I called her this morning and asked if." "Of course you did," I said. "You planned this perfectly. How long, Rachel? How long has this been happening?" "A few months." Those 3 words felt like someone had reached into my chest and squeezed. A few months. While I was planning things with Lily. While I was showing up consistently. Every Sunday movie trip I'd been proud of, all of it was a cover. I left the house. I drove around for 4 hours without any destination. By the end, I still didn't have an answer about whether I wanted to blow everything up or try to fix it. Update 1. The confession: when I got home around 6 p.m., Rachel had changed the sheets. That detail bothered me more than it should have. Who does that? Who sleeps with someone in their own bed and then immediately strips it like nothing happened? Lily wasn't home yet. Rachel had arranged for her sister to keep her until 8 p.m., which gave us time to talk. I sat on the couch. Rachel sat on the opposite end, legs tucked underneath her, looking so small. I hated that I still felt protective. "Tell me everything," I said. "And be completely honest, because if I find out you're lying, I'm done." Not angry, done. Rachel's eyes were swollen from crying. "It started about 3 months ago," she said. "Derek messaged me on Facebook. He said he'd noticed I was always alone, and he thought it might be nice to have someone to talk to. At first, that's all it was. But then he asked for my number, and we started texting. He knew you had a boyfriend?" "Of course. Everyone knows we're together." "He didn't care. He said his marriage was unhappy and that he found me attractive. And you said yes to that?" "It was gradual. The texts became flirty, and I let it happen because I was looking for a reason to let it happen. I'm not happy, James. I haven't been for a while. Those words hung between us. If she was unhappy, she could have talked to me. She could have suggested therapy. She could have broken up with me. What she couldn't do was cheat, especially not using our plans with Lily as cover. If you were unhappy, I said slowly, you could have told me. What you did instead was lie to me for 3 months and use my relationship with your daughter as an excuse to do it. Rachel started crying. You're right. I made the worst choice. I want to fix this. I remember laughing, not in a happy way. The kind of laugh that comes when everything is absurd and terrible. I don't know if I can come back from that, I said. We didn't resolve anything that night. Lily came home at 8:15, and we had to pretend everything was fine. Rachel heated up leftovers. I helped Lily with homework. We went through the motions while everything was falling apart. That night, I slept in the guest room. Update 2. The break the next morning, I called my best friend and asked to come over. I needed to tell someone before I exploded. I sat in his kitchen and laid out the entire situation. When I finished, he was quiet for a long time. What are you going to do? He finally asked. I don't know. Part of me wants to blow everything up. Another part is terrified because if Rachel and I split, I don't know what my legal standing would be with Lily. She's not officially mine. You've been in her life for 4 years, he said. You're a parent to her whether it's official or not. Any decent lawyer would tell you that you have grounds for custody or significant visitation. But I didn't want to punish Lily. She was the only innocent person in this. Using her as a weapon made me feel sick. I found a therapist who could see me Wednesday evening. My therapist, Dr. Chun, said something that mattered. Forgiveness isn't the same as reconciliation. You can choose to heal without rebuilding the relationship. By Wednesday night, I decided to tell Rachel I needed space. Real space. I was going to stay with my friend for a week. Before I left, Lily asked why I was leaving. Is it because you and Mommy are fighting? Her small face crumpled with worry. Sometimes adults have problems to work through, I told her. But I'm not leaving because of you. You and I are solid. She hugged me really tight, and I felt this crushing weight because I realized this kid was going to go through some version of this trauma. Update 3. The truth expands. I stayed away for 9 days. During that time, I did something I'm not proud of. I looked into Derek's situation. I found his wife's Instagram. She had no idea what was happening. I could tell by the couple pictures, the obliviousness. I agonized about whether I should tell her. But Derek had already made his choice to be unfaithful. His wife deserved to know. I messaged her directly. I didn't do it to hurt her. I did it because I'd want to know if I were in her position. She responded within an hour. She said she was shocked, but not surprised. She thanked me for telling her and said she'd be talking to a lawyer. That's when Derek's world started falling apart. It wasn't revenge, just honesty. Rachel texted once asking if we could discuss the future, but I told her I needed more time. On day 10, I went back home. Rachel looked like she hadn't slept in a week. I need to be honest with you, she said before I'd even put my bag down. My stomach dropped. What? I've been seeing Derek again. After you left. I know that's terrible, but I needed to understand what's happening in my head. Why I made these choices. Are you fucking kidding me right now? We just talked. We spent time together. And it happened once, but it was different. I was trying to feel something with someone else, something I haven't felt with you in a long time. That's when I realized something crucial. Rachel didn't want me. She wanted out, and she was just too afraid to say it directly. So she was making choices that forced me to leave. I want a clean break, I said. My voice was steady even though I was shaking. We need to figure out custody, visitation, and support, but this is over. Rachel started sobbing. I don't want to lose you. You lost me 3 months ago, I said. You've just been delaying the moment when you had to acknowledge it. Update 4. Moving forward, the next 6 weeks were a logistical nightmare. I consulted with a family lawyer who told me that my 4 years with Lily gave me grounds to pursue custody or significant parental rights. Rachel and I agreed to keep things out of court. I'd have Lily on weekends and 2 weeknights. Rachel would have primary custody during the week. We'd split all expenses. I moved into a 1-bedroom apartment in a different neighborhood. It was small and sterile and nothing like the home I thought we were building. The first night, I didn't sleep. I just sat in the dark and listened to traffic and tried to process how my life had fractured so completely. Lily took the split harder than I expected. She asked every time if her mom and I would get back together. I had to tell her, gently, that we wouldn't. Is it my fault? She asked once, tears streaming down her face. Did I do something wrong? No, Baby, absolutely not. Sometimes grown-ups make mistakes, and those mistakes change our families. But that doesn't mean we stop loving the people in those families. I love you. Your mom loves you. That's not changing. A month after I moved out, Rachel reached out and asked if we could talk in person. I met her at a coffee shop. I'm in therapy now, she said. Twice a week. I understand what I did was unforgivable. I don't expect you to forgive me, but I needed to own it. Okay, I said. Derek's wife filed for divorce. His life is a mess. I know, I said. I want to be better. Not for you necessarily, but for Lily and for myself. I owe her a better version of her mother. I looked at her across the table, and I realized I wasn't angry anymore. Just tired. Tired of holding onto the betrayal. Tired of my chest caving in. I'm not going to say I forgive you, I said. But I'm willing to co-parent with you in a way that's healthy for Lily. That's what I can do right now. Final update. 3 months later, it's now mid-January. I have Lily on Friday nights, all day Saturday, and Monday and Wednesday evenings. She sleeps at my apartment about 2 nights a week. I've decorated her room. She picked mint green for the walls. There's a bookshelf filled with her favorite books. The movies on Sunday are still a thing, but now it's Rachel's turn sometimes, or it's Lily and me and my friend, or just Lily and me. The routine shifted but didn't disappear. I've been seeing someone new named Sophia. It's early, but it's different. I'm not moving too fast. I'm not building a fantasy life. I'm just existing in the present moment, and that feels like progress. Rachel and I are cordial now. Not friends, but cordial. We exchange information about Lily's school. We've negotiated a summer schedule. Lily is okay. She's going to be more than okay. I learned that the routine I was so proud of was built on a lie. I learned that people you love can be strangers. I learned that showing up physically doesn't mean you're showing up emotionally in the ways that matter. But I also learned that even when something breaks, you can build something new with the pieces. It just looks different. It's smaller, maybe, and more fragile in some ways, but it's real. Edit 1. Tightened dialogue and removed redundant explanations while maintaining emotional authenticity and all key plot points.